With the sixth pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Phoenix Suns select Jarrett Culver from Texas Tech University.
How about that, Wolves fans? Now, before we talk about Jarrett Culver, let's talk about this trade that Rosas just pulled out of a hat. Now, considering what the Hawks had to give up to move up 4 spots, which was the 8th, the 17th, and the 35th pick, and they had to absorb the big contract of Solomon Hill, and the Wolves only had to give up Dario Saric. Now, that is incredible job by Rosas. And Dario Saric, to be honest, is really just a bench player to me. That guy was terrible last year on defense. So just to give him up and in return get Jarrett Culver, who has all-star potential, and looking at the numbers, looks almost identical to RJ Barrett, really. We'll look at their games in a bit here, but almost identical stats with RJ Barrett, and all the scouts are saying that this Jarrett Culver guy actually has more upside defensively. So I don't know, this is just a home run, and if I was to grade this draft pick, I would give it an A just with the trade alone. So if you guys seen my last video, I was hoping to get a wing in KZ Akpala, who could be great defensively and could play as a secondary playmaker on offense with Cat and Wiggins. And Rosas actually kind of agrees with me, but actually gets a much more proven wing and gets this guy Jarrett Culver, who basically played the point for Texas Tech and led them to the championship game. So obviously this dude is much more NBA ready and could do much more damage offensively than KZ Akpala.
I think you can talk about Jalen Noel a little bit. What did you like about him, and what made him stick out at 43 then?
You know, for us, he's a very versatile player. He's a guy that very early in his career has accomplished a lot. You know, his ability to be a Pac-12 Player of the Year as a young player on his team, and his productivity from the perimeter as a versatile player, a combo guy who also defends with his size and physical tools, were very intriguing for us. And, you know, that's who we're going to be. You know, it's a positionless game, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. You know, we're going to thrive, and we want to develop players that can play at multiple spots. I know that's how Coach Saunders wants to play, and that's how our offense and defense is going to be based out of. So for us to be able to put, you know, a group of wings like we're going to be able to put on the floor at certain points this year gives us a lot of versatility, gives us some shooting, gives us playmaking, and that's how we want to play. And for us to be able to execute that vision, we have to be built differently. And that's okay. We've got a great player in Cat that, as I've said over and over, we're going to surround him with guys that complement him.
Well, that sums it up right there, guys. A lot of the media is saying that the Wolves messed up because they were hoping to get Garland, but from hearing what Rosas just said, that's just not true. Garland is not a versatile two-way player, and I think we really just got lucky that Culver got to us and not Garland. I think I'm betting Rosas had probably a backup plan, trading back with a team probably like Boston Celtics, because I'm betting they would have wanted Garland since they added Edwards and Tremont Waters in the second round. So I bet, that would have had a trade back with Boston Celtics if Garland and Kobe White was right there. And the Wolves would have had probably 3 first-round picks, which you know, that would have been decent, but not as great as Jared Culver, who is an all-star potential type of player. So I think overall the Wolves had a win right there. So here's the game where we can see RJ Barrett and Jared Culver play against each other, and neither guy actually had the greatest game, as both guys had 6 turnovers, and neither one was super efficient, but Culver actually had a little bit better of a game, 4 of 9 from 3, and actually made both of his 3-point attempts from a catch and shoot, which is great because at the next level I don't think he's gonna be playing with a ball in his hands as much. But also overall is 9 of 21, and he had 6 rebounds and 4 assists compared to Barrett, who was 0 for 7 from 3 and with 3 rebounds and 1 assist. But just like looking at these two guys, it seems like Barrett's best highlights came in transition, and where in the half court, Barrett barely elevates on his drives to the rim, where it seems like Jared Culver, he does seem to have more hang time on his drives and had a couple nice dunks in the half court. But yeah, I mean, Barrett, it's just, he doesn't seem as comfortable with his dribble and doesn't elevate as much at the rim, and just kind of like basically kind of forces his way into bodies, which is like not something that is gonna work very well at the next level, since guys are much stronger in the NBA. So I'm kind of concerned about him, given the fact that he's not a very good shooter right now. Where Culver, I feel like, 38% from 3 in his freshman year as a spot-up shooter is a good sign, and he made both his 3-pointers as a spot-up shooter in this game. So there's some optimism with Culver. And also some of these passes that Culver made, even though they weren't resulting in points, I feel like he's got pretty great vision as far as a passer goes. So I don't know, what do you guys think between Culver and Barrett? Who do you guys think will be a better player in the NBA?